Hello everyone, my name is Hector Mendoza. I want to show you how you can use styles in Word using Microsoft Office 365, how to edit your styles, how to copy from a style, how to create new styles. So um, let me create a new document real quick here, and so give me a second here. And I'm just gonna throw in some words in here. So let me change my orientation and change my margins to 1/2 inch. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna randomly place just random text. Okay, so if I type equals RAND, I'm going to put in 50 sentences, and I'm just going to put one sentence per paragraph. That way it makes it easier. Okay, so I just randomly added some text. So if you go into your home page, you have your tabs. So you go to home, then you have different kinds of groups of your home, like clipboard, font, paragraph. Now here's the styles. So we're gonna just do the basics, but you will learn some stuff from this. So you have these styles here that you can pick from. So you don't even have to select the whole sentence, because when you apply a style, it's gonna apply it to the whole sentence, unless if you select a whole paragraph. So so if I click anywhere in the sentence, I can change my heading, okay, to heading or heading to. So you could go in here, and let's say you had this first sentence, and then the second one was heading to, and or let's say all this ones were heading to, and then you had the next one would be again heading 1. And let's say you wanted to change the color of those, you could right click, modify, and let's change those to black, and it's gonna change that heading there. Okay, so you could go in and keep on selecting different sentences and changing them to those headings. Okay, so and let's go ahead and change it to a different color so you can see how this is affecting each. Okay, so we got red, blue, and then red and blue. Okay, so that's an easy way, right? Now let's say that I wanted something different. Okay, so that's just the basics. Okay, and so now I'm gonna create, like, it would be a sentence, and then it would be 1 through, let's say, 5 or 10, but each different paragraph had subparagraphs like A, B, C, D, and you could continue with parentheses A, B, C, D, for those people that use a lot of sub paragraphs. So for right now, let's start with this. So let's say that this would be my heading, or my heading. Okay, so let's say that on my heading I had something that was related to that heading. I had like 5 different subjects, and each subject had subparagraphs. So what I could do is I could put here 1 space, or excuse me, 1 period space, and you see how it automatically tabulated that number, right? Now what I can do to make things easier from here on out for my from my numbers, right? I could go in here, click here, and create a new style, and it's going to base it on what I selected. Okay, so I'm going to create a new style, and this style I'm just going to type. You can name it whatever you want. So to make it easier for me, I'm just going to put one period, and then and I'm going to put a tab that, this is my first tab. Okay, so and then I'm going to hit OK. So now, if you notice at the beginning, it gave me that new style. So now I'm going to select this mini sentences, and all I have to do is click there, and it automatically numbers it, right? Actually, let's go back one. Okay, so this is number one. So here, what I want here is I want this to be a period. Okay, and I'm going to hit space. But I want to tabulate it one more to the right, so I could actually, I can actually select it, right click, and then or here, let's just do this. Let's go ahead and add another tab, okay, because that's what it would normally be. But this one here, I want to create a new, I keep on doing that. I'm going to create a new style. On this one, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to create a new style. This one here, I'm going to name it A space, and I'm going to call it tab 2 because it's on the second tab. You can name it whatever you want, but it'll be real easy for me because I'm calling it A instead of 1, right? Because this will be my ones. Now let's say I had this many of my, like A, B, C, D, right? And then I would have another another heading. Now here, watch what happens. Here I'm going to say really this one should have had a 2, but we're just gonna keep on going. So I'll do this on this one here. So here I'll go back to this, but now look what it did. It started number 2, but in reality this is one of this. So if I right click here and restart to 1, it'll change it, right? Before I start adding 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, I'm gonna go ahead, click here, and I want it A, B, C, D. Let me see, what is it? A, B, C, D, E, right? I would click here, but look what it did. D, E, F. I don't want that. I want, because this is A of 1. So if I right click, I just reset the characters. So this one here, remember I got 1, so the next one would be 2, right? So if I click here, now it changed it to a 2, which is correct. 1, 2. Now if I click here, and this would be A, B, C, D, or so let's just say A, B, C. Okay, so if I click here, it continues from E, F, right? You just right click and reset to A. And let's say this one is number 3. I just click here, 1, 2, 3, and then this would be A, B, C, D, or whatever, right? But I do have to right click and reset. So once you do this, I mean, it's really real fast because you're doing this on the fly. We're doing this from a piece of text that that I just formatted, by randomly putting words that don't really mean anything. Okay, so this is part of Microsoft thing that you can do. You can put equals RAND for random words, open parentheses, tell it how many parentheses. Like I think I told you like 20, and then I put a comma that I want one sentence per, and blah blah blah. But anyway, um, so again, we can change this to our subheading and then continue to start doing again. One, ABCD. Of course, we would go in here and reset that. Then would go in here and change those to alphabet and reset it. Okay, so now here's the cool part. Once you format everything the way you want, and this is just a small sample. There's a lot you can do with these things. So let's say that I did like the blue, but what I really want, the top one, I really want it centered, and I really wanted a bigger font. All I gotta do, so look, you're gonna see this, and this one. If I right click here, I modify it. This time I'm gonna tell it I want it centered. Instead of 16 point, I want this to be 20 point. Watch what happens to all that. You just hit OK. Look, it centered this and changed it to, actually didn't center it. It looks like it's still left. Okay, so I must have hit something wrong. So right click, modify, and oh yeah, so this is the one you want to hit OK. Now everything is centered inside here. Okay, anything that it has this, it centered it in the page. Okay, so now let's say that this the numbers, I want to change it to green. I can right click here, I can modify that, hit here, click here, and hit OK. Now you have all those that are green. So you see how easy it is to modify text once you've put styles. Styles are real cool. I use styles all the time because I create a lot of forms, and I call them SOPs because that's military, what I used to use in the military. I was an admin for in the military. It's called standard SOPs, but I'm not. I guess we would call them training aids or ads or whatever you would want to create. This is cool. So let's say I want to change this format to red. You would right click here, modify, change the color to red. Okay, that's how easy it is to do this. Another thing you could also do, so watch this. Let's say I knew this line, and I knew this line. So let's select that line, and let's say this line, okay, and then this line were all gonna be headings. You see how it automatically changed it? And let's say that I knew, remember we were doing individually earlier. You don't have to select the whole thing, but I always do. But let's say that and that would be my number, right? You hit click here. Now it changed that, but you would want to start here. Well, I don't have. I would renumber. Okay, so let's go in here and start everything with 1 up here, and obviously you're gonna have to do the same thing here. So 1, but you could also select this. I'm holding my control key, by the way, guys, when I'm doing this, and then select all of those and change that to A, but you would want to renumber those. So start from the beginning here, click here, and reset. and here. So you see how easy it is to format a whole page. And again, let's say, you know what, I really didn't like the red. I'm going to modify this, and this time I'm going to change it to green. Well, I already got green. It doesn't matter. So you can also, you have all these headings, right? Now let me show you something. First I'm going to show you the command. So if you hit Control F for find, if you click on headings, you see right here, if you select heading 1, it's going to give you this heading so you can go straight to them, right? Another thing you can do, let's say that you just want to see the headings, but you don't want to see the text in between the headings. You see this little diamond right here? You can click and you can collapse individually, or you can collapse all headings. Now you can, like I said, you can right click on this little diamond and you can collapse all of them, and now all you have is headings. Let's say you don't want to do a lot of reading, say, okay, well, this is all I want to read about. Or you can right click and expand everything, and then you get everything here. Another thing, you have this search engine, not search engine, but this thing here that you can just read right here and say, well, that's what I'm looking, and it'll go right directly to it. Especially if you got a bunch of pages. Okay, so let me see what else we got here that maybe I can help you with. So you can create a new style, which we did. Now you can also clear formatting. So let's say I didn't want this to have that format. If I go in here and clear it, it's going to change it back to its normal, right here, normal formatting by clicking there. Or you can select and just select there. So either way, it's the same thing, So if you click here, you also have this mini pull down that you can use, which is similar to this right here, and you can even click here and show all. Okay, so if you click here, you can see all your styles. Well, that's about it. I could talk about styles because there's other parts of Microsoft Office that has something has to do with styles, but I'm gonna talk about this on a different video because this is what I'm doing right now. I started from my ribbon. I talked about my ribbons. I talked about my tabs, and now I started with my first one, second one, third one. I'm right here. So my next video is going to be about this. The next one will be about this. The next one, and so far. Then we'll go into inserts. Then I'm going to have a video only about this, a video about this. So by the time this is said and done, I'll probably have about 30 or 40 videos about Microsoft Office. Then I'm going to do the same thing for Microsoft Office Excel. This is Word, and we're going to do the same thing for Excel. Thank you for watching my video, guys. If you like this, I hope you become a subscriber because I'm going to have a lot of tricks and suggestions on how to do certain things with Microsoft Word and Excel. Thanks.